Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into one of Roblox's most iconic games, Murder Mystery 2, or MM2 for short. Whether you're a seasoned player or someone who just picked up the knife for the first time, this video is packed with everything you need to know about the game's current state, what's changing, and where it might be headed in the near future. So grab your favorite knife, load into the lobby, and let's get started. Let's start where MM2 stands right now. While the game has remained largely familiar over the past few years, there have been a few notable updates that deserve our attention. First, let's talk about the recent updates. First off, the seasonal events, especially Halloween and Christmas, continue to drive massive spikes in activity. These events usually being limited time skins, leaderboard competitions, and exclusive crates. In terms of technical changes, we've seen a few quality updates like improved UI for inventory, minor bug patches, and small adjustments to how maps load in servers. While these updates are appreciated, they've been viewed by some in the community as surface level, more cosmetic than mechanical. In terms of gameplay strategy, the meta has stayed pretty consistent. For murderers, haste remains one of the most dominant perks, giving you that crucial speed boost to close in on targets. X-ray is still a powerful option, especially on tighter maps where players hide behind walls and objects. As for sheriffs, skilled aiming is king, but map awareness and sound cue recognition are becoming just as vital in high-level lobbies. One emerging trend is the use of emotes and animations for distraction and baiting, a subtle tactic that many experienced players are now mastering. Now that these players that are very skilled are mastering this, being sheriff or murderer, they're really getting good at distracting the people who actually play the game and then tricking them and, like the murderer is supposed to do, killing them. Now, this was not here a few years back, but now that it's here, we gotta embrace that a lot of people are gonna start using this. So because of this, now get ready for murderers to be emoting on you just to get you mad and rage bait, then killing you. Next, we'll talk about the MM2 community. The MM2 community is incredibly loyal, but not without its frustrations. Players have been vocal about the game's lack of content diversity, especially outside of seasonal events. Many are craving new modes, more competitive play, and meaningful progression systems. But despite those criticisms, the community remains active, creative, and hopeful that the game will evolve beyond its current loop. Exactly what I'm thinking, and many other people who play MM2 are probably also thinking. But anyway, let's go on to section 2. Okay, now let's talk about what could be coming based on trends and other Roblox games and community suggestions. Here's a few new game modes we might see in MM2 and how they could shake things up. Imagine a round starts with one murderer. Every time they eliminate someone, that player turns into another murderer. Soon it's a swarm. The last innocent or sheriff standing wins. Basically, that's a lot like the MM2 infection game mode. Basically, somebody gets chosen as a zombie and they have to kill, or not kill, but stab the other players who become zombies, and all the innocents have guns, have to try to shoot the zombies. It's been a while since Halloween. I don't really remember. But anyway, this mode would completely reverse the traditional formula and create high-tension, high-speed gameplay. Think of it as MM2 meets zombie apocalypse. Now let's talk about another game mode called Double Trouble. 2 murderers, 2 sheriffs, and total chaos. Communication and teamwork would be key. This would encourage players to strategize more deeply and would make public lobbies feel more dynamic and pretty much unpredictable. I mean, how are you gonna know? It's just gonna be total chaos, murderers and sheriffs shooting each other. Next, let's talk about another game mode that people are really requesting called Knife Royale. Kind of like Fortnite Royale, but an MM2. Basically, the way this game mode would work is there would be 10 players, all knives, no guns, 1 winner. This free-for-all could be the ultimate test of dodging, throwing, and survival skills. Fast rounds, lots of action, and perfect for content creators like me. And this also, hopefully they'd release a gun royale or basically the same thing. Now we do have Assassin, which is kind of like it in a way, but you have to hit your targets. So not really like it, but close. Now this one's called Detective Story Mode. This game mode would be more narrative driven. Imagine a solo or co-op mode where you gather clues, interview NPCs, and solve a murder in a small town or a mansion, in matter of fact. It could add lore to MM2's universe and give casual players a new way to enjoy the game without the high-stress PvP that you experience in Assassin, Disguises, or normal MM2 in total. That probably would be a big hit. Finally, let's finish off section 2 with talking about the impact on the media and how they probably would approach the finding of all these new game modes. These modes wouldn't just add variety, they'd fundamentally shift how players approach the game. Suddenly, perks and weapons might need rebalancing, and team dynamics would matter more than ever. This would probably bring the game back up into one of the highest game and most played games in the chart on Roblox. So hopefully at least they release 1 of these game modes. And 2, that'd be a miracle, and I'd love doing that. Alright, we've talked about everything we can so far when it comes to game modes and events. But now let's talk about our predictions for what might happen in the future of MM2. Next, let's talk items. Everyone loves a good knife skin, but what's next for MM2 Arsenal? The community has had a big wish list, including players have been asking for more animated knives, unique textures, and interactive effects. Imagine a knife that leaves a trail of flames or one that pulses with energy. Both of those are effects we already have, but they could use a better redesign. Sheriffs, on the other hand, would love to see new gun skins or scopes that add flair without altering aim mechanics. Take example, the Ginger Scope. It had a new effect, it was bigger, and overall it was super cool. And with the Ginger Scythe, it looked even cooler. I think 2023 was probably one of the best Christmas updates MM2 has ever done. But basically, that's what we're talking about when people mean community wishlist. We're talking in the MM2 sense of what the community wants with MM2. Now let's talk about some hopes for speculative new items that people are hoping for. First off, let's talk about flashbangs or smoke bombs. Throwable gadgets that create a temporary visual cover, great for ambushes or escapes. This would be probably a great perk for Murderer, a great new perk for Murderer, because we haven't had a new perk for the Murderer in so long. This would probably be one of the best things we can hope for. Next, let's talk about decoy knives. Fake throwable knives that distract players but don't deal damage could be used to bait shots. Basically, this would be a way to troll the sheriff in a way that innocents can do this. I don't really want it, but it's something that people are hoping for. And lastly, let's talk about pets with passive effects. A small companion that alerts you when a murderer is nearby or boosts your movement speed slightly. This kind of feels like a Pet Simulator 99 type thing, but it isn't really. I think it would be okay, but it's not one of the things I'm really hoping for in that sense. But let's move on. Now, let's talk about game balance. Of course, balance is everything. These items would need to be carefully designed to avoid creating pay-to-win scenarios or overpowering specific roles, like with baiting or trolling the sheriff. Cosmetic items with slight utility are likely the safest route, keeping the game fair but still exciting. Because if a fake knife was made, it'd really help make the sheriffs matter, and it'd also kind of be overpowering because it'd be a really good way for teamers to work together. And as of right now, teamers are worse enough. The last thing we need are more teamers, if you know what I mean. Now let's talk about something small, the impact on trading. More rare and unique items would also give the trading community a fresh injection of energy. Imagine trading a limited edition particle knife effect that only dropped during a 24-hour event. That'd probably have a super high value. Now, MM2 has never been something for trading effects, which kind of sucks, but it'd be super cool to be able to trade things more than just knives, guns, pets, things like that. Quality of life updates. Now let's talk about something every long-time MM2 player wants. Quality of life updates. Let's talk about what needs improvement. The UI is serviceable, but outdated. Loadout management is clunky. Finding specific items in large inventories takes forever. Matchmaking also needs attention. More filter options for private matches or skill-based grouping would be a game changer. And basically, it is true that the MM2 UI is very clunky and there are a lot of problems, such as I'm hoping that they add a filter, just like I'm talking about right now, that will kind of help you find different types of weapons, like a godly filter, legendaries, stuff like that. Suggested sorry about that. QOL features. Loadout presents. Save your favorite knife, gun, and perks into slots you can quickly switch between. Advanced trading tools. A more secure and searchable trading interface. Maybe with item value tracking built in. That'd be a game changer. Reporting tools and anti-cheat. Stronger systems to prevent exploiters and hackers from ruining matches, plus a way to report scammers, like those bots who say, hey, you give me all your godlies, you give me half of your godlies and I'll give you half of my godlies. Or basically, you give me half of my godlies. If you win a 1v1 with me, I'll give you your half of the godlies and my half of my godlies. Basically like that in a way. Let's talk about community benefits. These features wouldn't just make the game smoother, they'd show that the developers are truly listening to player feedback. Now, if you've seen other creator videos on the Easter event, you can see that Nicholas was talking a bunch about how he liked the event and how it wasn't supposed to be a big event. Anyway, let's talk about this. When a game invests in player experience, it strengthens the bond between devs and the community. Sorry about this. The script that I wrote is very clunky because I was trying to write it fast because I want to get this out fast to you guys. Whenever this is coming out, just know that I recorded this on May 1st. Now let's talk about long-term growth. With Roblox becoming more competitive by the day, MM2 needs to evolve. These updates would help MM2 remain not just relevant, but a staple of the platform. Plus, including more game modes and new ways to play would boost its views in a way, kind of like YouTube. Its views, its players amend tremendously, finally making it back on the top of the charts in the top 3, maybe. But that's what we hope. Now, let's start our final section, section 5, MM2's future and the community's call to action. So, where do we go from here? The future of MM2 is in our hands. What game mode would you like to see next? What dream knife skin or most wanted feature? Drop your predictions in the comments and let's start a conversation. The more the community speaks up, the more likely change will happen. The more the developers know what we want, the more they'll probably act on that. I suggest following MM2's developers on social media. Stay in the loop for announcements, sneak peeks, and event launches. I also suggest joining trading discords, player forums, and content creator streams. The MM2 community is one of the most passionate on Roblox. So let's keep that energy alive. I'd also suggest watching JD videos and watching out for any hints. Because in a recent JD video, when Joven, I'm pretty sure, was talking about the End Studio 2 map, he said it might release in Season 2. And hopefully, we're hoping that it will release in the summer update, as Nicholas himself, if you see on screen right now, stated that his favorite updates, I'm pretty sure, were Christmas 2023 and summer 2025, which suggests that this summer update is going to be a big update. Now, I'll just give you my final thoughts on what I think is going to happen, what I hope is going to happen. MM2 is a game that thrives on mystery, as in its name, Murder Mystery 2. But with the right updates, the future doesn't have to be a mystery. It can be something amazing, built by devs and players together. So whether you're hiding in the shadows or racing to fire the final shot, keep playing, keep dreaming, and stay sharp. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Murder Mystery 2, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell so you never miss an update. More Roblox content is coming soon, and who knows, maybe we'll be covering the next big MM2 mode that you helped inspire. So, that's why I'd like to remember you to keep going. Please remember to subscribe, and most of all, please tell me in the comments what updates you want. And like I said earlier, let's start a conversation. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video, like I've been saying over and over again. Again, I'm going to tell you twice, just so you remember, to probably join or follow the devs on all social media apps if you have it, and to exceptionally, whenever Jada releases a video, look through what they're saying and think about what they can mean, because a lot of times they've done this, but I would not trust what I Don't Have a Use says, because he really trolls a lot. If you watch Colby videos like that, he's really trolling a bunch. So I wouldn't trust every word he says, but I would trust Nicholas if he says something. But I wouldn't, because he said the MM2 Easter update would not come out this year, but it did. But that doesn't matter anyway. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. On screen right now is the Easter review. So if you like this video, you're probably gonna like this one too. See you later. Bye.